Hello and welcome back to Gary's Garage, and in this episode we'll get the exhausts fitted up and hopefully go out for a test drive to see if last week's fixes have made any difference. So last time we popped the exhausts off and sorted out the oxygen sensors to change the angle of them from horizontal to up at a slight angle as per recommendations for the sensors. So we need to put the sensors back in the exhaust and get the exhaust fitted, and then hopefully we can see about starting the car up, seeing if we've got oxygen sensor readings and it's all running nicely, because we were only running on 4 cylinders the last time we went for a test drive. And yeah, go out and see what it's like on the road, because we've also done some tweaks to the brakes as well to hopefully make them a little bit less bad. So first thing to do is get these oxygen sensors installed and the exhaust back on the car, so let's get straight into it.
Got some feelings that I've kept inside. Tell me your reasons for leaving me behind. I've got something I don't need to hide. Struck by lightning, you and me collide. I'll keep sweet.
So everything's back together and it's all looking pretty good. I'm just out for a drive and I've done the first lot of basic logging, just a nice gentle drive out here, and a few minor things to sort on the mixture map, which I have done on the laptop. So I've saved that back to the ECU and go for another bit of a drive and see how well it runs. Running pretty nice. Brakes, still dialing them in. Obviously I've got the adjustment now, it's getting better, so I'll keep pulling over, adjusting it, trying it again, and yeah, we'll just need to do a little bit more just shaking down. So I think that was quite a successful test drive. I managed to do 3 rounds of data logging and fuel map enhancements, which, you know, is all a good start to making it run really, really nicely. But even with that, it was running pretty well. Brake still needs a little bit of attention, so that's something to look at. And I forgot just how skittish it is, especially when there is no weight at all at the moment over the rear end, and the rear suspension, where I've had most of it apart and back together, is not quite aligned. And looking at it, we've got some positive camber on definitely this wheel, which is not going to help with the handling at all. And I could definitely feel it being skittish. But it drove pretty well, so I'm quite happy. And I think the next thing to do really is to just continue going out and driving it, doing a bit of logging and just gently refining the fuel map. My plan is to take it to a rolling road and have it dialed in properly, but in order to save time and therefore money on the rolling road, I would like to try to dial in as much of at least the bits I mostly hit on the road in normal driving myself before I take it there. I will also need to look at that rear suspension and get that aligned, and I could do with some more weight inside it, some sound deadening, get the rear seats and things like that in, just to make it a little bit more refined and just that little bit less noisy to drive. But vibrations wise, there's still a noise coming from the back. There always has been. I wonder whether it is the rear diff, because that is the only one I've driven it with, but I do have that other diff ready at some point to go on. I just need to do some more tweaks to the diff carrier and maybe the prop shaft. But that's all things for the future, and don't worry, there is still plenty more to come on this car. So it's really nice to take you on a quick journey out in the car with it driving much better. So I hope you join me next time on Garry's Garage, when we'll look at sorting out the interior a little bit and making it a little bit quieter and more refined. And if you like what I'm doing, then be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified when my next video comes out. If you really like what I'm doing and would like to support me, then I have a Patreon. Details and link are down in the description as well. That would be really appreciated. And thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.